Hello, and glad you're listening to In a Pickle with Karthik Venkatraman. Our special guest today is the head coach of the ETSU women's basketball team, Coach Brittney Ezell. How are you doing today, Coach?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, no problem. So, Coach, one of the things I wanted to get into, as you know, UConn's women's basketball went and got their fourth championship in a row last night and 11th championship in 21 years last night. I did a show the other day on whether UConn women's basketball is ruining the game or not. I personally don't think so because I think that's what women's college basketball deserves to be, in my opinion. And that kind of level should be how well teams play, and I think that's the level it must take to win. I'd like to get your thoughts on it, what you think, if they're ruining the game, or you think if it's good for the game.
I think it's absolutely wonderful for the game. I think it's like the evolution of any sport. If you look at it, it takes someone dominating the sport to make the rest of the field catch up. Serena Williams with tennis, Tiger Woods with golf, the UCLA dynasty in men's basketball a few years ago, Alabama football. Everybody else has to catch up. And there's no secret to Coach Auriemma's formula, and he makes it very clear what he demands, what he expects, and what their standard is. And much like I'll probably continue to reference Alabama football since I am a graduate, but Coach Saban always said the standard is the standard. And, if you want to get to that level, here's what it takes, and there's really no getting around it. So I applaud what UConn has done and continues to do, and we're trying our best to learn and to implement a lot of their stuff into our program.
That's exactly what I think. I'm on the exact same page with you. So
Cool.
now that we don't have many qualms with each other on that, let's talk about your team for a little bit. You'll be losing
Sure.
Shamari Kendrick, who was the second leading shot blocker last year, and Chandler Christopher, who was one of only two players for ETSU that started every game this season. However, the rest of your roster is coming back, and Tarter made the first team All-SoCon, Bridges with the second team, and Raven Dean on the all-freshman team. What are your expectations for next season with all the talent and upperclassmen you guys are going to have?
Yeah, I think we've got a really good nucleus coming in. We've got 4 really talented kids that we're bringing in a signing class, and possibly adding 1 or 2 more this spring. My expectation remains the same. I expect us to compete for conference title every year. Going into this season, we knew that we had the capabilities of finishing in the top half. We weren't sure if we were going to be seasoned enough in the post to really contend the way that we did 2 years ago, but I think it's, setting the expectation of performance night in and night out. Can we be consistent in our preparation? Can we be consistent in our level of commitment? And that's, I think, what makes championship-level programs is you want to be taken seriously, then you have to be consistent. We can't be up and down, and that's difficult with young players, but I feel really good, like you said, about some of our upperclassmen returning, especially our 2 guards in the backcourt. So I feel really good about them. My expectation is for us to compete, and I don't think it would be fair for me to put a number on my expectation and say, this is what we expect to win because, like this year, injuries happen, things go wrong, and you have to learn to adjust and overcome, and that's why your standard has to be the standard night in and night out, not just year to year.
I'm sure with that year under the belt for a lot of the players that were coming in their first year and a couple of the sophomores, even Tiana Tarter getting 1 more year under her belt, I'm sure you guys are going to be a force to be reckoned with next year, and I'm sure the Tri-Cities area is ready to see your team flourish, Coach. But I wanted to thank you for taking the time to talking with me today.
Oh, of course. I wish you well with the cast, and if we can ever be of service, come by cover a game, come by meet the kids. We'd love to have you, and if I can ever be of service to you and your program, just give me a call. Let me know.
Definitely. I'll keep in contact with you, Coach. Thank you. This has been In a Pickle, and we'll catch you next time.